Pete Ward here on Pete Ward TV, brought to you by Business and Beyond. How are you all going today? I hope you're doing all right. Today, I'm going to just give you a bit of info on who I am, actually, and a little bit of my background, and a little bit of my vision, a little bit of my why I do what I do. I've just come from a BNI group this morning. I'm part of BNI. I've got the little badges on here, of course, and I do like it. It's great. It's more than just networking. It's actually building relationships with people and actually doing business with them, but getting to know them as a person, as well as, and of course you get networking, and our BNI, we have a breakfast as well, which is very, very nice. It is an early morning for some, but there's some other groups that are not early mornings. There'll be one at 9 o'clock somewhere. There's an after 5 one, I believe, somewhere. So highly recommended. But the point is that I did my 10-minuter today. And doing my 10-minuter, so I had put together some slides to help tell the story of who I am and what I do, and give people an understanding. And what I thought I will share that with you today. I might as well do it second time in one day. I'll do it through these slides and through talking you through my story of why I ended up where I am today, and why it's important to me that I actually do what I do. So, let's have a look at these slides. Okay, so there's my opening slide there, marketing meets sales. And you can see there I'm saying that I'm a marketing coach and a podcaster and a speaker. So you're listening to my podcast right now, which is excellent. So I help you connect to your ideal audience, which is really good. Okay, so just start off. Here's my family. You can see them when they were very, very young, and then progressing through, getting a bit older. And you can see there, they're just fighting with a TV, getting it turned on, actually. Funny enough. If you're wondering what's going on in the background, just fighting with the TV. It seems to be coming through. This is where I grew up, a little place called Sefton. The little red ring on the map doesn't do it justice because it looks quite big there. And I can tell you now, it's a very, very, very small little place. It has a railway line, the main trunk line running through, and it basically has one pub and a school and about 7 churches. I don't know why. It's quite hilarious. So I grew up in Sefton, right out in the sticks there. I can tell you that we used to ride our bikes down to the beach anytime we wanted and go swimming. Those were the days where you could do things like that when you were a kid. You wouldn't probably let your kids do that now, I suppose. But that was a lot of fun growing up in those days. So now on early days, I started, my parents bought me a drum kit when I was 8. They saw me doing getting some kindling wood. I used to chop the kindling in those days for the open fire. And I'd get the kindling and I'd get them the same length and get the same weight, and I'd turn the kindling box upside down and I'd be smashing away on that drumming. So they bought me a drum kit, and so I got quite into that straight away. You can see there. It is I believe I was in the studio for the second time. First time I think was 12 when I first got into a recording studio. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, you can see on the right, at some stage your bands break up, and as your drummer, you're left sitting there with nothing to do but play with yourself, which is, a bit noisy for everybody who's sitting around going, is that all you do, bash away on the drums? And it is quite frustrating. So I thought, heck, and somebody showed me bar chords and a couple of open chords, and so I taught myself the rest and just got on and practice. So I taught myself how to play guitar, and then I thought, well, while I'm playing guitar, I might as well be the main character energy, and I'll teach myself how to sing so that I'm the one in control. And the band can't break up anymore because I can't break up with myself. So that's one of the events that we did for Halloween there with somebody else you might recognise here and there. I'm also an artist. There's my Def Leppard here, which it was around 1990-something. And, of course, like every good artist, you need at least a portrait and a fruit bowl. So there's my portrait and fruit bowl. So that's excellent. And, of course, I treat the rest of my visual art or visual things that I do as my art. So I still call myself Peopled Artist on a few places around. You can actually probably still search me up online and find some of my songs on there. By doing the video work I do, I am actually painting a beautiful story through the canvas of a lens. So I just still count myself as an artist. Even a podcast is art to me. So that's great. Now, what happened was I was fiddling around with the computer one day back in 1996, just after Windows 95 had launched, and I was trying to get 2 sound cards going because I wanted to do a recording studio on a computer. I believe it was a Pentium 90 with 16 megs of RAM. So that's pretty wild. Might have had a turbo button though, so that's pretty cool. Anyone who remembers those old beasts. So I was fiddling around with this computer and I realised I was actually enjoying fiddling around with the computer probably even more than fiddling around with the studio and recording. And I realised that it actually had a future. And I'd done a small stint of computing at school, which I absolutely loved at the time, and then I'd forgotten about it. So I went to see a mate and at a computer shop that I bought the sound cards from, and I said, look, I watched him doing what he's doing, and he was fiddle, 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 reboot, oh, it works. And I said, is that all you do? And he goes, yeah, pretty much. I said, well, I can do that. I can do that for a job. So I saw advertised in the paper that very day for a Polytech course for level 4 computing, and I applied. And they said, oh, sorry, it's full. And I was like, oh, okay. Damn, because that's, just when you get a vision of something you want to do. And they said, but look, come along anyway, because, pretty much they knew several people would drop out, which is exactly what happened. So several people drop out. I get on the course and I absolutely loved it. I loved learning. I loved reinventing myself. So bearing in mind, I was 27 at the time. So I'm a second chance learner. I'm an adult student coming back into training. Like there was some 17-year-olds that had come straight from school, There was another couple of older people than me even, fair enough. And believe it or not, this other older gentleman and I actually topped the class in our respective, he topped top student overall. I got top student in the PC support stream, and there was another guy who was older as well, funny enough. He got the programming stream, so we all did very well out of that. So hence, when it comes down to, I'm going to sort of show you my shirt. You won't be able to see it because the microphone's in the way. And what I have there is my quote that I came up with: who you are today does not define who you can become tomorrow. And I try to live by that quote every day, everything I do, when I talk, when I, as a keynote speaker, as I educate. I want people to learn, even this podcast. I want people to come away from this thinking and being inspired that they can actually do something different tomorrow. So you get you always, look, tomorrow's never promised, but if you get the chance, then you get the chance to actually do something different. You don't have to just say, this is who I am and this is who I'm going to stay for the rest of my life. And it doesn't matter what age you do, because I'm living testament to the proof. And I'll show you the rest of the story. You'll see. And as I went through this training, I discovered that I liked the computers. I retrained. And then my first job was in primary school, doing the network technician, I think it was called, looking after the teachers had just been issued computers into the classroom. So we had a tech room, had 16 computers in it, and there was 22 classes. So we had 22 computers in all of the classes, and that was my job to look after them, keep them all running and keep the teachers learning. So I did some training on things like Outlook because that was all new to them. They'd never had email before. So it was really quite exciting, actually. It was an exciting time to be getting into doing things like that. So that hit around about 2000. So Windows 2000 had just come out. And then from there, I went into my own business, and then I ended up in a tertiary training sector, which is very exciting. You can see there the Te Wānanga o Aotearoa up in the corner. So what happened was I got into rolling out the first virtual learning centre in New Zealand. There wasn't a distance learning program anywhere in New Zealand when we first looked at it. There was my former boss, Jay, said, hey, let's roll this thing out and make it all happen. So in the end, by doing that, we ended up with 47 learning sites for adult students, second chance learners, just like me. So I got to pay it forward. And you can see there, I paid it forward to more than 12,500 students. This is a few years ago even now. So I'm not sure if they're still running that particular program, but I had the chance. You can see there we did actually make it very profitable, 20% profit, and I made some money. I love sales. I really, really, really do. So if you're interested in knowing how to get sales, marketing, and sales joined together, which is my little catch phrase there. That's right. And then after that all finished, I moved to Auckland. Now, it does mention Monique, because people who know me and Monique will know that we are together in business as well as in life. So it's quite exciting. I didn't meet her until 2011, but it's funny, we both moved literally in the same week. It was the end of January in 2008. Quite hilarious. Anyway, so we ended up together and we started a business together, of which we still do a lot of work together with people. And although we've got two separate businesses now, and we were gigging musicians a lot, that's the cover of our maybe released album one day. We've got half of it recorded. So I've got actually all of the backing tracks recorded. I just need to finish the guitars and vocals. So it's very interesting. Now, shopping, what does this mean? TV shopping. What happened was, this is Monique on Yes Shop, the TV shopping channel. And I believe that was advertising a knit comb. And I believe the one in purple in the middle is my daughter as well, Miss Leah. So that finished up for Monique. When she finished that, she came home and said, well, that's over now. What do we do? And so, well, I said, well, you're pretty good at it. Maybe I'll make you a studio. I'll create a studio so you can do live broadcasts to the internet. And she said, well, do you know how to do that? And I said, no, I don't at all. But it is risk ones and zeros, so I must be able to figure it out. So I jumped into being figured out. And what you're seeing here, watching this, is the end up till now progression of everything we've done. We started with a single camera, and I just learned how to live stream things and just built on that. Now we've got multi-camera live stream. We've got, lights, camera, action everywhere in this place. This little studio, I do podcasting and live streams, webinars for other people as well, usually by invitation, or I have to get to know them first. I don't just hire out the studio to people. But once you get to know me and we're all pretty comfortable, I can help. There's quite a few speakers that I help with doing their live streams and webinars and all sorts of things. So you can see here, there's a couple of things going on there. There's one of the things I started out, this is in the early days there, we worked with Kenwood and we do live stream cooking demonstrations. We did, you can see Monique is in some of these pictures. That's Ray McVinney, MasterChef judge back in the day. We did a live cooking demonstration for him. He was always bang on 30 minutes too. It was quite amazing. He could do 30-minute cooking demonstration every Tuesday, I think it was, for about 19 or 20 months at his house. So bundle up all my gear, take it over there, set it up, do a live stream, and come back again. So I try not to do too much of the on-premises stuff now. I like to do it here. In fact, one of the things we did was we reached, you can see there, 1 million people in 24 hours with one live stream we did. It was an event. It was a live event. It was a tea party for 150 years of planting tea, Ceylon tea. And what we did is, what they did is, they had a tea party at 5 o'clock everywhere around the world when it hit 5 o'clock. So it went right around the globe. And we were first, of course, New Zealand first on the time zone. So we did ours, we live streamed it. And what happened is, during that day, every 5 o'clock that hit in the next time zone, everyone jumped on and saw that we'd done the live stream. So they all watched it. So it was quite amazing. So as we went around the world, next thing you see, someone, Philippines is watching it, Australia, Perth, moving across from Sydney through to Perth, and then around, the next one around India, and then around further, all the way right around the globe into America and back across America from one side to the other, and then and then Alaska and all that. So it was fascinating just sitting there watching the analytics come through of seeing all of these people, in total 1 million. So live streaming works. You can reach the world. You can reach global. This is going out on LinkedIn at the moment. LinkedIn is global. It's going out on YouTube. YouTube is global. It's going out on Facebook. Same thing. So it's well worth looking into getting yourself on camera. And if you see Monique Bradley, if you do know Monique Bradley or follow her, you'll see that everywhere on her social media, she is a very prolific sharer of content. She's doing very, very well at making herself very famous online. I think she's doing good. So it was my strategy behind that got her up and going. So for the last 13 years, we've been working together, and I've helped develop that brand. And there's quite a few brands I've actually helped develop. There's another one that's been going a good 10 years there that is online and it's everywhere, and it works really, really well. So I do believe in my strategies. I do share them with people, and I like seeing their results. So if you do want to get results from your marketing strategies, definitely get in touch with me. You can see there on the slide that I have indeed helped to reach more than 200 million people. I did sit down one day and add them all up. I went through every channel that we've used, every platform that we've used, and I went through and literally counted all of the views of all of the videos, all of the reach, everything I could look for, and added up and totaled it. And so, yeah, more than 200 million people. And that was I think even a few years ago. So what we're saying is by now she's reached a lot more than 200 million people. She just keeps going and going. And from there, our business was a digital agency. So we set up, so I do know the back end of how to use digital to build your business, boost your business, get yourself out there. So we did this business for a while, 12 years until we didn't. And one day we went, well, let's just not do that anymore. So I can build websites from my IT. I've got 25 years in IT, more than 25 years now. I started coding websites by hand, select all from the database where star equals, setter and HTML and everything. So PHP, things like that. So yeah, we decided that, hey, we're going to move on. And where I've moved on to now in the next slide is that I've moved into BNI, and my category is marketing coach, as I mentioned. So I was in there for the last year. I've been there almost a year now. I was in the category of media services, which came with podcasting live streams. I expanded now. The category became available to move into the marketing coach, which I feel more comfortable in, being able to talk about marketing, bringing sales and marketing together, helping people. I like to give advice. I like to tell people, sorry to say it like this, where they're going wrong, if they're going wrong, and how to help them go right. So I like actually providing a solution to them. And we went to Hawaii. That's the BNI global picture there. So that was a lot of fun going over there. Went with Monique. She was a keynote speaker on the breakout stage over there, and very well received, so well received that she is building on her opportunities within BNI, which is exciting. And then, of course, I am now a contributing author to Trailblazers, which is now available and can be found at the Professional Speakers Association of New Zealand on their website. I believe it is psanz.nz is their website. So that's now available for, I think it's $29, I think. Better have a look at that. Yes, I contribute an author now, so that's very exciting. I like the idea of that. And my chapter is actually based around episode 1 of this podcast, which is my boat theory, which is about thinking like a fish, finding who is out there that you're after, where they are, what platforms they are, what time they are, and thinking about what bait they want, not what you want to share on social media, but what bait the fish want to eat, and finding them and hooking them, pulling them back to your website, which is the boat, and then in real life to the fish factory if you have an in real life thing like a retail store or perhaps an event or a meeting or anything like that. Okay, so what do I do? So how to work with me? I'm a marketing coach. Clearly, I have a coaching program. You can book sessions. So I do have a good price listed on my website. My website, of course, is actually peteward.tv, so it's pretty easy to find. And, of course, you want to find me, I'm Pete at peteward.tv for my email. And so you can see there marketing advice. I would you tell me what's not working and I'll find a solution for you. That's the way I like to work. I can point you to the right people if it's outside of my scope of doing things. For example, in our BNI group, we have a brand expert, and so I would send you to that person to get your messaging done right. We have other social media people who you want the posting done. I don't do the posting myself, but I can organise. And you can see down there, marketing project strategist. If you have a project, if you go, I need to rebrand, or I need to launch a new website, or I need to get myself out there, I want to start a podcast, okay, I can take you through that, coach you through that, help you get set up, and help organise those people along the way that you might need. You might need a complete full rebrand with logo and everything like that. I can organise it for you and keep it all ticking along, tickety-boo. So you can see, obviously, there you can watch my podcast, The Pete Ward Show. You are watching my podcast, The Pete Ward Show. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So there will be more episodes, obviously, but it's on Spotify and it's on YouTube. And I'll be sharing it all over. And of course, I'm doing these LinkedIn live on LinkedIn as well, to give you an opportunity to see what I can do to help you. I do help with podcasts, as I said earlier, webinars and live streams. If you're a speaker or a business that wants to run a summit, summits are really big at the moment. You bring 2 or 3 people and experts in and sit them around this table and run a panel show. Exciting times. Okay, strategy and practical tips. The practical tips, I like giving people something they can actually go and do and change straight away, like mentioning how to load your database of leads into a Facebook custom audience to get start your ads flowing from a base of people that have already interacted with your business. So they're hot leads, basically. Very hot leads. And I do workshops, and they're coming up, as well as the online program coming as well. So key takeaway messages for today. Again, my quote, who you are today does not define who you can become tomorrow. Please, 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 please get that into your psyche. Let yourself dream big. Let yourself have vision. Let yourself sit there and go, who do I want to be tomorrow? And then do something about it. Go and retrain, learn a new skill, learn the guitar, just anything at all. Learn photography. If you're a little bit worried about going on camera, but you kind of know you need to, talk to Monique Bradley. You can find her at moniquebradley.tv. She is a communications coach. She will help to give you the confidence. She's the confidence queen. She'll give you the confidence. Go on camera, and then you can come and rehearse in my studio here if you want, and we'll make it nice and easy for you to get onto it. Okay, so always keep learning. Keep up with the trends. Are you into AI yet? I am into AI. I'm playing around with it. I'm absolutely loving it. What I like doing is feeding it all of my stuff that I can think of that I want AI to know about me, and then asking it to summarize what I'm actually doing. And it's really good for example, doing your LinkedIn summary. You just tell it to find all of the stuff that you've done, pull it all together, look at your website, and then write a 500 word summary in the first person of who I am as my LinkedIn. And it goes, yeah, I can do that. Boom. And there you go. So it's actually your words. It's not just, hey, AI, go and give me something to stick in LinkedIn. You actually feed it your own words, and then it learns who you are, and then it gives you back your own stuff, which is really, really cool. But do remember the fundamentals, and the fundamental is that people buy from people. So be a person. Don't hide behind the AI or anything, and don't hide behind your website. Get in front. Do a video, get out, do a podcast, do a live stream, get out from behind technology, and use your digital to drive the leads to your face-to-face. So learn how to actually use the digital setup meetings to get to know actual people, so they can learn who you are and then sell to them. By that stage, they're ready to sell. As I mentioned, I love sales, so it's really, really cool. It's exciting. And then, of course, I like helping to connect your marketing to your sales. What happens is, over here, a whole lot of marketing that you do. You're doing a lot of marketing, and over here you're hoping to get sales, and what you're missing is the connection in the middle, which is what I help you do, is connect, and right in the middle is your actual ideal audience. So you find your ideal audience with your marketing, then you hand your ideal audience or your hot leads across to your sales process, which takes those leads and works through to convert them. And that's how you join your marketing and your sales together. So that's kind of where I sit in the middle, helping you to understand, to find your hot leads, which is really, really cool. And that's what we do. I do find leads, turn them into hot leads, then turn them into engaged buyers. When I'm saying engaged buyers, which basically means they might do it more than once. So they might buy a subscription. They might come back and see you. You know, if you're a chiropractor, you know, you might get return visits because once you've got them on the table, they're going to want to come back. So you got to think about that. So they are your fish that you've managed to hook. And so you've got them, so you might as well extract maximum value from them, because that's why we're in business. Look after building a business and profiting, really. Except for when it comes to tax time, when you want to minimize your tax as much as possible, you want to spend your profit on nice things, so you just pay less tax. I'm not a tax expert. Do not take any advice from me. So that's kind of the background of who I am and why I do what I do. I think that everyone needs to keep learning. I think there's always an opportunity to keep learning. So remember, my quote is, who you are today does not define who you can become tomorrow. So there is always somewhere to go. There's always a new thing to learn. There's always a new challenge to try. So I encourage you, and I want to inspire you to actually do that, even if it is joining a networking group like BNI or a different one, or coming along. So Business and Beyond likes to run these events. I'm running some events this year. So get-togethers and some summits. Learn a new thing. Like, give something a try. Jump in. Actually, just go and start on the free ChatGPT and just try it and see what you actually think. It's not scary. Don't give it your credit card details. So if you're not going to do that, then it's going to be fine. Just go gentle, but yeah, do something new. So that's basically why I do what I do. So I like to always learn. I'm always learning new things. So lifetime learner. So thanks for watching to here. I'm Pete Ward. As I mentioned, peteward.tv is my website. Pete@peteward.tv is my email address. If you want to get in touch, by all means do. If you want some advice around your marketing, if you're doing some things and then kind of not really working, and you want somebody from the outside to come along and have a look and go, well, here, try these things. Here's some things you can actually put into place straight away. And once you get some runs on the board, then you can spend money, go on my coaching program. I can do a one-off boot camp. I can do all sorts of things with you, but you can get in touch with me if you really like that. So thank you very much today for watching this. There's my last slide. Just to remind you again, that's Pete Ward, where marketing meets sales. So I'm a marketing coach, a podcaster, and a speaker, and I help you connect to your ideal audience. And there's my website and email address again. So, thanks very much for sticking to the end here. I shall see you next time. Peace out.